If we could please start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. So first, we'll have reviewing of the posted meeting notices.
The items, this meeting was noticed in the appropriate locations as last week, so it were timely and the meeting is in order.
Perfect. Next, we have public comment. Is anybody here to speak on behalf of the public? I will close public comment. Next, we'll go to our business meeting minutes of September 14th. We've all had a chance to look them over. Unless there's any changes, I'd look for a motion.
I have one change.
Sure.
I think the time of public comment opening and closing used PM as the second notation. One of them was AM, one was PM.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Yeah. So the second one should also be AM.
You want to make a motion with that change?
I move that we approve the meeting minutes of September 14th, 2022 with the one change as noted.
Second.
Motion by Clerk Brooks, support by Commissioner Moss. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. Next, we'll look to go into a motion for closed session business meeting minutes. Oh, sorry, approve first the closed session business meeting minutes of September 14th. Are there any changes on those?
Move approval.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Moss, support by Clerk Brooke. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. So now we'll be at the point where we consider entering a closed session pursuant to MCL 15.268, 1E. There's a whole lot going on. I'm just going to say it's in regards to the pending litigation with Dr. Ramsey Doss and the Wabeek Ridge Homeowners Association. Do we have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Moved by Clerk Brooke.
Second.
Support by Commissioner Moss. All in favor?
I'll call a roll, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Roll call.
Okay. Ms. Garrison?
Aye.
Mr. Shaw?
Aye.
Commissioner Moss?
Aye.
I'm aye
Yes.
as well. And Chairperson Walsh?
And yes. So that does pass 5-0. So we're going to go back in a closed session, and then we will come back out.
We will be coming back out here.
Yes.
Yes.
'cause
And
we'll
I will leave my
have to-
peppers here.
Motion to come back to the session, right? Commissioner Moss.
Move to return to open session.
Support.
Support by Clerk Brooke. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oops. That does pass.
And we don't need a roll call for that?
We do not.
We do not.
So do you want to start with?
Sure. The matter that's at issue in this business meeting has been a lawsuit filed by Mr. Doss versus the Wabeek Ridge Homeowners Association, who've countersued Mr. Doss and then brought in other parties, including this Lake Board, Mr. Shaw, and Bloomfield Township. With the number of parties involved, there are clearly potential conflicts that could arise, though none of us believe, as I sitting here now, I don't believe anyone believes that there is an actual conflict. All of us are on the same side, on the defense side of this case. Therefore, there's a couple of items that need to be addressed by this board. The first have to do with the waiver of any potential conflicts in order to retain Mr. Dirk Beckerleg to represent Bloomfield Township. The motion is that the Wabeek Lake Board Association not object to and waive any potential conflict that may exist for the township to retain Attorney Beckerleg.
And Seacrest Wardle.
And Seacrest
Just to
Wardle.
be clear, yeah.
Thank you.
I second that.
A motion by Clerk Brooke, support by Commissioner Moss. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Mr. Parliamentarian, do we need roll calls for any of these? We do not. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, joining us now is Mr. Greg Need, who's been retained by the Lake Board to represent itself, Mr. Shaw, with regard to this matter, only for the period of time of the initial filing of this lawsuit.
Do we need his conflict next?
Yes, so the next is a motion with regard to the Lake Board and Mr. Shaw, rather riparian, being represented by Greg Need. Mr. Need that has represented the township in other matters, and therefore there's a potential conflict. No actual conflict. The same with retaining Mr. Beckerleg. And the motion would be that the township, that the Wabake Lake Board waive any potential conflict that exists with regard to the retention of Mr. Need to represent itself and Mr. Shaw in the Ramsey Doss versus Wabake Ridge Homeowners Association et al. Lawsuit.
Motion by Clerk Brooke. Support by J.C. Garrison. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass.
And then the last motion is the Lake Board and has retained Mr. Need to represent itself and its riparian, Jay Shaw, only through a settlement conference which is upcoming. I move that the Lake Board retain Mr. Need to represent itself, the Lake Board, and Mr. Shaw, the riparian, in the matter of Ramsey Doss versus Wabake Ridge Homeowners Association et al. At his standard, in accordance with his standard municipal litigation rates.
We're the Wabake Ridge versus Ramsey Doss at all. It's the Wabake Ridge that's actually suing us.
Yes, Ramsey Doss versus Wabake Ridge Homeowner Association. Thank you, and Wabake Ridge versus Ramsey Doss et al. The Lake Board, and thank you.
Motion by Clerk Brooke. Support by J.C. Garrison. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. Welcome aboard.
Well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Do we have any other items to
Other
discuss?
business?
Just a small correction. It's not important. Just, I believe that's Dr. Doss, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Ramsey Doss.
Dr. Doss instead of Mr. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there is nothing else, then I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Motion by Clerk Brooks, support by Commissioner Moss. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That does pass. Thank you.
Thank you.